on to control.
St. Pauli Iron Anther.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Wilkins.
Cheers a home up, I always think, a plant. A cheerful thing.
Yes.
Times when home needs cheering.
You think?
Aye. Well, it's not all friendship, is it? Not all of it.
No, not all.
We are grateful.
I was just going to make a cup of tea.
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Parkin. I was just passing and I thought you'd like it.
I think it looks very nice.
Not friendly?
Never. It's one of the great fallacies of our time, isn't it? The friendship lark.
Well, that's not been my experience, not here.
Maybe you've not been facing up.
Well, you're talking about CID. Uniform's different.
Unit beat.
That's right.
Turn a blind eye.
Oh, if we're trading cliches, I know some of them too. Give a dog a bad name, live and let live, a fool and his money.
A fool. Is that what you think?
My patch has more than its fair share of them on market days. From pub to pub they go, flashing the money, and they always blame the last one they spoke to. Get so drunk they can only remember the last one they spoke to.
That's not the way I heard it.
Well, it's the way I heard it. He'd spent most of his money, probably all of it. He was too drunk to know. And it's not my job to go around buttoning up their hip pockets.
He was rolled.
He was not.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
They're doing no harm.
All quiet?
Aye.
I need a strong man.
One strong man on his way. What's this?
I reckoned you'd earned it.
Aye.
So, open it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Strong hands needed.
And what's this?
St. Pauli Iron Anther.
Looks more like an African violet to me.
It is, but Mrs. Wilkins calls it St. Pauli Iron Anther.
Mrs. Wilkins? I said, Mrs. Wilkins?
She thought I needed cheering up.
You need cheering up.
The good neighbour, a touch of friendship.
Cheers.
Like a biscuit.
No thanks. Ron was on about that friendship lark.
Yes, I heard him through the hatch. That's why I thought you deserved a drink. What was he on about?
Oh, like it was never true or never right, a copper having friends.
Or a copper's wife?
Well, it's not the same.
Oh, it is, you know. If they don't like you, they don't like me.
Mrs. Wilkins?
To let us know we have neighbours who care.
Have we? How much would it cost?
Oh, don't be like that.
I am like that. How much?
Oh, a few shillings, why?
She brings a gift.
She was in town. She thought I'd like it. It was nice of her.
Aye.
What was Ron on about? That you had too many friends round here?
Well, the opposite, I thought. That I was trying to make friends by going easy.
He's got some sauce.
Ooh, full of the thoughts of Chairman Mao, he was. Turning a blind eye, seeing no evil, letting sleeping dogs lie. All that sort of talk.
He said that about you?
Aye, on account of Tom Wilkins. I wish she hadn't have brought it.
It was a present, Moss, saying thanks to you. She's a nice woman.
Ron was on about my not going out after Tom.
But you did go after him.
No. Well, I asked round the market, I checked the pub. I was quite satisfied there was no call to push him around.
Quite satisfied.
Aye.
Then what's the trouble?
Well, it's CID. They don't make friends, and they suspect any copper who does.
It bothers you.
I don't give a damn what Ron Radley says. I'm running my patch my way, love. If they've got aught to say about it, I want to hear it from a chief super, not from a detective constable.
Will Ron go after him?
You still here?
Aye.
Tom Wilkins. It's not like you haven't been asked.
Oh, I've been asked.
He said he hadn't been spending.
That's right.
You tried the betting shops?
He doesn't bet.
He does. He's lost £5 in the last 3 days. Now, do you go for him or do I go? Or do we both go now?
You're wrong. You know that.
I've seen the betting slips. Now, do you go? The DI, I want to see something about it in the crime file.
Aye. Thank you, Mrs. Wilkins. Tom's out, is he?
Aye.
Where?
At work.
He's still in work.
With Northern, aye. What's it about, Mr. Parkin?
Oh, just some questions I have to ask him.
He expected you to come before.
Aye, but I saw no reason.
He was grateful about that. He had heard.
Aye, he would.
He wouldn't have minded you coming, but he was pleased when you didn't.
He told you?
The questions were being asked in market, and that his name was being mentioned.
Was he worried?
You know he was. He nearly come down to see you.
Aye.
Since you've come, you can ask me.
Why was Tom in the market on Thursday?
Driving for Northern. He had a load to take.
Then why was he in the Crown?
He'd finished. He had 2 pints.
Oh, that's what I heard.
He was glad you didn't come. His boss would have got to know.
Well, I saw no reason, but there comes a time when I have to.
Aye. Well, you can ask me if you like. I'll answer.
How much does Tom earn with the Northern?
He brings home about £16 in the week.
That's his full wage.
Aye.
And how much does he keep back? For himself, like?
Not as much as a man should. I do the saving. He keeps back £3.
£3? For the week? For his pocket?
Aye. He doesn't drink now. You know that. Except for a pint on Saturdays.
Well, I'll have to talk to him. When is he home?
About 6. I'll tell him and he'll come down.
Thank you.
Hello, Moss.
Morning, Jack. Can I have a word?
Hi. Tom Wilkins?
Aye. Oh, no thanks. About Thursday.
You haven't spoken to him then?
No.
Well, like I told you, this man Crossley, isn't it?
That's right, aye. James Crossley. He's a grain merchant, comes from
Aye.
Selby.
I've seen him once or twice. Not often, time to time, like.
Now, he were in about 2 o'clock.
Ah, he had been in earlier. Looked like he'd been doing the rounds. You know, the market, the unicorn, here. It was his second time in.
Oh, bit lively.
Aye.
Drunk?
Well, it's hard to say with some market folk. One minute you think they fall over, the next minute they're doing business. And they don't take kind of being told they've sucked enough.
You thought he'd sucked too much.
Aye.
He fell over.
Aye. He was standing right here with a double scotch. Tried to knock it back and fell on his backside. Tom came across.
Place was crowded.
Oh, fair. There weren't much room.
He were in company.
Pardon?
He were in company.
Aye. They'd left, though. He was on his own, picking up.
When he fell over.
Flat on his backside. Rolled over under everybody's feet.
And?
Oh, Tom was standing there. Just leaving, so he came across and helped him up.
Just like that. He just picked him up.
Oh, you know, helped him up, dusted him down,
How?
found his hat. Oh, you know.
Like that.
Aye.
And then?
Well, this Crossley says, thanks, or something like that, and what will you have? He'd spilled his own drink, you see. Tom said not to bother because he's leaving, but he insists. Oh, look, you know what it's like on market day. He says 2 whiskies. Tom singles me that he's leaving, so I just served 1 whiskey for the one that was spilled.
And Tom?
Oh, I think he'd gone. Anyway, Crossley puts his hand in his back pocket to pay. There's nothing there. He then puts his hand in his jacket pocket. Then his inside pockets. Oh, he was muzzy.
And then he complained?
No, he just kept searching. Then he finds his money's gone.
We'll go back a bit, Jack. Now, the first time he was in here would be about...
12:30. He came with some friends, customers, I think.
flashing money.
Oh, he had a roll.
How much?
Well, it was all singles, I'd say about 20.
12:30. Sober?
Well, he had a drink. I mean, he was drinking here.
With a roll of 20. Came back in again about 2 with some friends.
4 of them.
Now, when he came back in, did he still have the money? Did he pay? Did he stand for a round?
I think he had. Yeah, in his hip pocket. There were several rounds, then 3 of them left, and he was drinking up.
When he fell over, Tom picked him up.
That's right. I served him whiskey. He then goes through all his pockets. He finds some change in his trouser pockets, 3 half-crowns. I mean, it were enough.
But at that time, he didn't complain.
No, that was at Selby. Mr. Radley came to see. Well, I mean, asked me what had happened.
Now, if he were drinking there, fell over, under everybody's feet, his money could have fallen out. Somebody else.
Aye?
Nah, doesn't help, does it? Tom could have still picked it up. Tell me, Jack. Now, you know Tom Wilkins. You know he's got a bit of a record.
Aye.
Well, knowing that, and seeing him talking to this man, well, do you think he took his money?
No, of course not.
Makes it easier, doesn't it? When you're shopping, meeting other wives.
Oh, grow up, Ron. Moss runs his job the way he wants to, not to help me.
Aye.
It has nothing to do with friendship. Moss is not a friend of Tom Wilkins.
He's trying to be the little friend of all the people.
In this case,
No, he's protecting Wilkins like a mother hen.
he's had no reason to trouble him. He's had trouble enough, and so's his wife. He was 6 months finding a job. Employers don't like it.
I know, it's not a copper's place to say he shouldn't be troubled.
If Moss thinks he shouldn't, he has a reason. That's the trouble with the force. The only friends you have are other policemen.
You think that's a trouble?
Tell him.
Seen Wilkins?
Not yet. Seen his wife, seen Jack Mullins at the Crown. I'm going to make some notes.
About what?
Well, nobody's sure that he still had money when he came back to the Crown.
Why?
Well, he was too drunk to stand up, so... Well, he had money when he came into the market in the morning. 20 quid, they say. But he was going round from pub to pub, flashing his money like a drunken sailor and doing business. So, did he still have the money when he came back to the Crown?
I've backtracked it, he did. He started with about £20 and I've checked all the drinks he bought. I've checked his 3 friends and they'll testify that he still had money when he bought the last round. I'll make it about £15.
And he didn't have it after Tom picked him up.
Correct, so what's keeping us?
I don't think he did it. And Jack Mullins, he was there. He doesn't think he did it either.
Does Jack Mullins know he's got a record?
Oh, it's no secret. His employers know. He's got this job, he needs it. And employers don't like...
Cons are still suspected by the police. When do we pick up Wilkins?
He's coming down after work. Have you seen this man Crossley?
Aye.
Right, well, if I'm going to make a statement about Tom Wilkins, then I want to see him.
Right, let's go.
Who? Oh, aye, lass. Aye. Well, send them up, would you?
Can I do the talking?
It's all been done. You can go over the ground again. Mr. Crossley,
Come in, come in.
this is Constable Parkin. His patch covers the market.
Oh, aye, how are you? You're on it too, are you, lad?
Yes.
Well, it's 5:30, lads. Will you join me?
No, thank you, sir.
No, thanks.
How much money did you lose, Mr. Crossley?
Well, I don't rightly know, lad, but it was a lot. You know, it's the first time I've ever been dipped in market.
How much, sir?
Well, we reckon about £15, give or take a few bob. But it was a lot, you know, me wad.
How was it reckoned, sir?
Well, I were there with friends. Well, I'll tell you. I started with £20. I spent about 5. And I had the rest of me back pocket, you see, when they left me. Well, 2 minutes later, I hadn't.
Were you drunk, sir?
You should have had my head in the morning, lad. I'd have given it away. Aye, I were plastered.
You reported the loss the next morning, sir.
Aye.
Well, why not at the time?
Oh, I know what you mean. I know? I knew, but when I'm drunk, I'm careless. The next morning, that's a different day, isn't it?
Do you remember falling down, sir?
Aye, I remember all these big farming boots clumping round me. I can remember being picked up, brushed down, being grateful for the help. Oh, it affects me legs, lad, not me head. I always remember, when it's too late.
Do you remember losing the money?
Well, I remember having it and not having it.
His friends saw him pay for the last round, saw him put his money back into his pocket. The 3 witnesses to straight have checked. Jack Mullins in the Crown saw his friends leave, saw him fall over, saw Wilkins pick him up. Wilkins refused to drink and left immediately. Mr. Cross had lost his money. That makes 4 witnesses.
Do you remember the man who picked you up, sir?
Oh, clearly. I thought it was a friendly act.
Do you remember him taking the money?
Well, I'm not saying he took it. I'm saying I lost it.
There are witnesses to say Mr. Crossley had money in the pub. I went to the market with 3 friends. They were with him until that last round. His movements can be checked and so can the amount he spent.
Did you do any business in the market, sir?
Oh, no cash business, no, lad. Oh, I got some orders, showed me face, and lost me cash.
Thank you, sir.
Are you sure you won't?
Thank you, Mr. Crossley. He had the money when his friends left. He met Wilkins. Wilkins left quickly, so did the cash. And Wilkins has been backing horses.
Doesn't figure on. I know Tom Wilkins is short of cash, I know that. But if he did get his hands on some, he wouldn't throw it away, he wouldn't gamble it.
He has been gambling. Look, here are the betting slips. £5 in 3 days. And they all lost.
Right. Well, they'll be waiting for us.
Still waiting, Mr. Wilkins?
Aye.
It shouldn't be long.
I've been inside again.
What?
Being talked to through a hatch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll come round. Do thank your wife again for the plant, Mr. Wilkins.
Oh, that's all right. Mr. Parkin had come round to see me first.
He doesn't believe people should always be brought in just because.
I know. Do you think...
Here he comes. You'll be home again in time for supper.
I wish I could believe that.
Hello, Tom. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's all right, Mr. Parkin.
Nice cosy little chat.
You know Mr. Radley, don't you?
Hi.
You're not likely to forget.
No.
Come through, Tom. All right, sit down.
Ah.
Just some questions about Thursday. Now, you took a load to the market.
Aye.
And later on, you're in the Crown.
I went into the Crown 1:30, had 2 pints and left.
Now, something else happened.
Aye. A man. Drunk, he fell over. I picked him up.
And?
Well, he said thanks and offered to buy me a drink. I said no and left.
Why?
I had to take the truck back. I already had 2 pints.
You took the truck back? Where?
To the depot, signed off at 2:30 and then went home.
Aye?
I stayed home. You know that, Mr. Parkin. I stay in nights.
Well, back to the pub, Tom. Now, you picked this man up and you looked for his hat.
Aye.
Did you see any money on the floor?
No.
Did you take any money from him?
No.
Did you know that he'd lost money?
I heard.
I'll bet you did. How much did he lose?
I heard he lost 50.
It was 15, Tom.
With my record, Mr. Parkin, would I risk it for £15? I was glad when you didn't come at me. It meant you believed I was...
You were in this pub. This man was flashing money, we know. You could have seen him put his roll back in his pocket, others did. He was drunk. He fell over. You jumped to pick him up. You brushed him down. He offered you a drink. He ordered you a drink. And you rushed out before he could pay. Before he could reach for his money.
I told you why I left.
I'm asking you straight, Tom. Did you take his money?
No, Mr. Parkin.
How much did you earn, Tom?
At Northern?
Well, is there anywhere else you earn money?
No.
Like Northern.
I take home £16, 8 shillings.
And how much do you keep back?
£3.
What do you make on it? Have you got anything left at midweek?
Ah, I have to pay me snacks, midday light, bacca, a couple of pints. I'll make it last.
£3?
Aye.
Well, can you explain this, Tom? Now, these are betting slips. They're in your name, and there's £5 in 3 days following the theft.
Aye.
Well, go on.
Well, it were daft.
What were?
And I save a few bob each week. Try to.
You save a few bob each week? Then when it comes to £5, you throw it away? Don't give us that.
You made bets before, Tom?
Not since I came out. Look, Mr. Parkin, the slips are in my own name. Signed. If I'd pinched the money, knowing you'd come at me, now would I do that?
Just what you would do, Wilkins. I know you. We've had some sessions together. He did it. Wilkins, look at me. You're short of cash. You take a chance. You find yourself with £15. Now, how do you explain it? You bet. You need to win to explain the cash.
That sounds right to me, Tom. How do you explain £15 to Martha? Or to me if I come round? How do you spend it? Can you explain it, Tom?
It had better be good. Where did you get £5?
You're hoping to win.
Aye.
You took it.
I never saw him flash any money. I saw him fall over. I helped him up. Dusted him down. Looked for his hat. The money was on the floor. I picked it up. I gave him back his hat. He was rolling drunk. He started to order a drink right away, to feel in his pocket for his money. I had it in my hand. If he'd started trouble with my record...
You took it.
I got out!
You took it.
Aye. If you'd come round to see me at
You're a
first...
liar! Would have made no difference. You're already betting it. You told Mr. Parkin you didn't take it. He asked you, and you denied it. There's no friendship for coppers.
Will you write it?
He's had plenty of practice.
Or will I?
You write it.
Tell Beth I'll be held up, would you?
Aye.
We begin. I, Thomas Wilkins, wish to make a statement. I want someone to write down what I say. I have been told I need not say anything.